5. Hello there, you're very welcome indeed this afternoon to today's Evoke.ie FAI Women's Cup first round draw, and that's going to be followed by the EXTRA.ie FAI Men's Cup first round draw. This is actually the first time that the two draws have been made at the same time, so we're delighted to bring it to you live here on FAI TV. Now, just before we get started, last year's competition in the Women's Cup was an incredible finale in the end at Tallaght Stadium. Wexford Youths crowned Evoke.ie FAI Women's Cup 2021 champions. We're going to have a look back at that special campaign.
There's Ciara Roster for the strike, and that's on target, and that's the absolute equaliser of a lifetime. What a free kick there, Ciara Roster from range.
Delivered by Ruddy and delivered to the back post. Mitchell got a touch and he's still there though. Still not fully clear. Chance for O'Callaghan. Brilliant finish, Lauren O'Callaghan. 2-0 to Peamount. Treaty unable to get the clearance away.
Whipped into the box here. Carl McMahon straight to Doyle. The shot, and that's a fantastic goal by Rachel Doyle for DLR.
Ciara Rossiter. Very deep, plenty of central defenders there. Oh, it's a goal! It's in the back of the net! Sue playing in her first. Cracking one off the post! And it's in! Ciara Grant. They're level after 39 minutes. Helen Malloy. Kennedy coming on to it. That's Adele Kennedy, and it's a smasher! It's an absolutely brilliant goal! 74 minutes on the clock. It may not be a very sporting thing to say, and the winners of 2021 in the Women's Cup final are Wexford Youths, and Kylie Murphy lifts the trophy once again. They have.
Well, that was a great occasion at Tallaght Stadium for Wexford Youths, who've received a bye to the second round, as well as the league champions Shelbourne. So we're going to get going now with the draw for the 2022 edition of the Evoke.ie FAI Women's Cup. 12 teams in the draw, as you see there. They're numbered alphabetically, so it's number 1 Athlone Town AFC, number 2 Bohemian FC, number 3 non-league Bonagee United FC, number 4 is Cork City FC, 5 DLR Waves FC, Douglas Hall AFC are number 6, non-league Finglas United are number 7. Galway women's team are number 8, Peamount United FC number 9, Sligo Rovers number 10, Treaty United 11, and Whitehall Rangers are number 12 in the draw. So congratulations to those 4 non-league teams, to Bonagee United, to Douglas Hall, Finglas United and Whitehall Rangers. Now, the FAI president, Jerry McEnany, is going to be drawing out the home team, and the away draw will be made by FAI Hall of Fame inductee Paula Gorham, former Irish international. Jerry and Paula, thanks a million for doing this draw. And I suppose, Jerry, from your point of view, it must be really pleasing to see the rise of women's football in Ireland at the moment.
Absolutely, Con. It's great. You know, I only look back to last weekend when I was in Munster. There was 4 finals in Munster, 17s, 19s, junior. Incredible, the growth. But the growth in clubs of the schoolgirls has been incredible. I went to one club around the country and they used to have 40 under 50. They had 86.
Wow.
You know, so that's the sort of growth that's there. And our League of Ireland teams, our international teams, and people are buying into them, and all these young girls are buying into them. So it's great. It's actually
Great to see.
and it's also great to be actually in a room full of representatives from all these clubs again, that we're back live in every sense of the word.
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant to be back doing the draw live again. And Paula, I mean, 1973 when you made your debut, scored a hat-trick on your debut. By the way, I think that deserves a round of applause.
Yeah, absolutely.
It seems a while ago now. From your perspective, when you look back to those early days and that game against Wales in 73, if you compare that to what the women's team is doing now internationally and dripping down to club level, how impressed are you?
I'm very impressed. The ladies' football has made so much progress this past few years, and it can only go one way, and that's upwards. And for some of the young girls that are participating in this cup, some of them would probably never have been in the cup before, and sure, it's going to be their dream come true for them.
Yeah, and I suppose just one last question before we get into the draw, because I know everybody is very keen on this draw to kick off. Just in terms of the cup competition itself as a player, is it extra special to be playing in a cup game versus a league game?
It's unbelievable. It's a chance in a lifetime, like, you know what I mean? It's you leave your body, soul, heart out there, and you know, you're beaten, you're gone. It's as simple as. So yeah, I wish them all the very best, all the teams that are through.
Absolutely.
And I hope they have a great, what would you say, event.
Yeah, well, it's 12 teams in this first round draw drum, as we saw there a moment ago. Just a reminder, Jerry is going to draw out the home teams and Paul is going to draw out the away teams. So Jerry, if you put the balls in the trophy there and give them a good old swirl around for you.
Oh, look at that. You can't beat the rehearsal.
The ball has escaped, but it's back in there now, so we're all right. Give them a good stir around, Jerry.
There you are now. Number 10.
So the first ball out of the hat is number 10, Sligo Rovers. First time to compete. And Sligo Rovers will be at home.
Number 6.
Number 6 is Douglas Hall AFC. So that's a long journey for Douglas Hall AFC of the Cork Women's and Schoolgirls League to play away to Sligo Rovers. Next side, Jerry.
Doyle, number 12.
Is Whitehall Rangers AFC from the Eastern Women's League.
Number 1.
And they will play Athlone Town, who are currently 4th in the Women's National League, level on points with Peamount. So that's going to be a tough tie for Whitehall Rangers against a strong Athlone Town side. That's tie number 2.
Number 4.
Number 4, Cork City have a home game. Won the cup back in 2017.
Number 3.
And they will play number 3, Bonagee United from the Donegal Women's League. So talking about teams with long journeys to make, that'll be a fair old trip down to Cork. Great occasion for Bonagee United.
Number 2, Ivredo.
And next is number 2, Bohemian FC. A home game for Bows from the Women's National League.
Number 8.
And they will play number 8, Galway Women's FC. So an all Women's National League tie there.
Ivrenny, number 9.
Number 9, is it?
Number 9.
Number 9 is Peamount United, a team with a strong record, 2 times winners of the Cup in 2010 and 2020.
Number 7.
And they will play Finglas United, non-league side from the Eastern Women's League, with a tough game there away to Peamount.
Number 5, Ivrecuig.
Number 5 is DLR Waves.
There's only one left. Number 11.
And they take on Treaty United in another all Women's National League game. And that is the 6 ties completed. Thanks a million to Paula and to Jerry for conducting that draw. Thank you for the moment. We'll just recap on that draw then as we look at it there. Sligo Rovers against Douglas Hall AFC. Whitehall Rangers will take on Athlone Town. Cork City against Bonagee United. Bohemians take on Galway Women's FC. Peamount United are at home to Finglas United, and DLR Waves take on Treaty United in the 6th of those 6 matches. Those ties to be played the week ending the 10th of July, and obviously as we mentioned earlier on, Wexford Youths and Shelbourne with byes into the 2nd round. Well, I'm joined now by Della Doherty of Wexford Youths and Shauna Cook, former Irish international, now involved at board level with Shelbourne. And Della, if you were to look at that draw, is there a standout match for you?
I think it'll definitely be interesting to see the Galway and Bohs game, to see who'll come out on top of that, because they always give a good game even in the league game, so I'm interested to see how that one goes.
And Shauna, for you?
For me, I think it would have to be Whitehall and Athlone. Whitehall have a few ex-League of Ireland players, so they have the experience, and Athlone obviously have had a lot of form, but they still are a relatively new team to the league, so I think that could be one that there could be a potential upset.
Skin there. From Finglas United's point of view, to be drawn away to Peamount, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's very tough, but look, they're a professional setup, they have experience as well. Anything can happen in a cup draw, and I'm sure they'll be looking at Peamount's form in the league as well, hoping that they can catch them on an off day.
Della, talk to us, I mean, as a cup winner, about the occasion. The final has moved to Tallaght Stadium now, and it seemed like just such an amazing atmosphere for the final last year.
Oh, definitely. Like, the cup run itself is always great, but the final is where you want to be. That's the big occasion, and luckily enough we got the opportunity to be there. And just even the week leading up and the day itself it's incredible, and to lead your team, or go out into the pitch with your team, is with the fans behind you, is incredible, and to do what you love, it's great. And of course, Shauna, now the women's final has its own special day, rather than being the kind of appetizer to the men's final at the Aviva. Yeah, like we've seen women's football grow over the last number of years at an exponential rate, and I think that it's deserving of its own day. It's deserving of an occasion, and we've seen last year the numbers that turned out in Tallaght, and I was there that day and the atmosphere was electric. And it can only get bigger, I think, as it goes on. What are your own special memories from the Cup? Beating Wexford, I think, in the Aviva was an extra special one. But I mean, for me, it's just the whole occasion of it. You play loads of league matches all year round. You only get to play in one final. So for me, I think it was the first goal we scored against Wexford that day. But I will say Wexford were without Kylie Murphy, which is she's the stalwart of Wexford, so we caught them on a day that they were probably at their weakest. And actually, Kylie Murphy suffered a bereavement last week, so we pass on our best wishes to Kylie and all her family on that. And Della, finally, I was asking Paula there earlier on about the Cup and how special it is. You were talking about the occasion. Is there a huge difference between a Cup match and a league match? I think there definitely is, because neither team has anything to lose when you go out into the cup game. It's 90 minutes of football, and someone's going to come out at the end of the day with a win or a loss. So you want to obviously be on the end of the win. So I think it's definitely, because you put your heart and soul out, because you don't have next week to do it. You only have that 90 minutes. So it's definitely somewhere you put everything onto the pitch. Well, listen, thanks a million, and best of luck for the forthcoming campaign, Sean. And thanks a million for chatting with us as well. We're just going to recap on that draw one more time for the 2022 Evoke.ie FAI Women's Cup, and it is the first round draw. These games to be played on the 10th of July, or that weekend anyway. So Sligo Rovers versus Douglas Hall, Whitehall Rangers versus Athlone Town, Cork City against Bonagee United, Bohemian FC versus Galway Women's, Peamount United against Finglas United, and DLR Waves against Treaty United. Now, I'm joined here by Ailish Murray from Finglas United and Charlie Graham from Whitehall Rangers. Ailish, I was just talking to the girls there, and an away draw against Peamount, tricky one? Yeah, look, we knew it was always going to be a tough draw. It's the first time in the history for the club to actually get this far into a big competition like this. So we knew, like Whitehall, we feel like we played them every second week, so it was nice not to play them again. But look, listen, all we can do is just keep doing what we're doing this season. It's a great experience for the younger kids that are after coming into the club, or the recruitment's been great over the last few years. So there's a couple of players that probably want to do this again for a long time. So look, best thing is just to not make them as nervous about the occasion, get them to enjoy it, and
look, we do what we have to do and we see what way it shows up. And at least our Finglas fans only have to go the M50 up the road. So yeah.
And the other thing, as Shauna was saying, it's a cup game, 90 minutes. You know, cup upsets happen.
Sure, listen, you see it from every level of football, from men's to women's. All you can do is just show up and prepare yourself. We have a great coaching team. We have a great team of players. So we have a lot of professional players that'll keep the younger ones kind of stable and on their feet. So all we can do is just show up and wish for the best.
And Charlie, from your point of view, a home match against Athlone?
Yeah, well, you couldn't have asked for any better to get a home match. For starters, it's an honour to be in the draw and to get a National League team. And Athlone, I think, have taken everybody by surprise this year. So it was never going to be an easy game. But as everyone has said, it's on the day, and the home draw is a massive advantage. So we'll take it as it comes.
Yeah, and just you're going to actually be playing each other soon
on Sunday.
Yeah, it's this coming weekend.
Yeah, this Sunday.
Semi-finals.
Semi-finals.
Intermediate. Yeah.
So you're getting close to each other.
We have to be nice to each other.
And just one last question to you before we let you go. Just for the non-league teams to be involved in a cup draw like this and involved with the league teams, how important is that in terms of the profile of the club locally and just the vibe in the club?
Oh, it's massive. Like, we were training last night and everybody was buzzing for a draw today, even the group today, buzzing to see, and everybody's watching it at home. So I think they'll be happy with the draw, so they will. So yeah, it's massive for everybody. So it is. Everybody wants to play in the FAI Senior Cup against the best players in the country. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, I feel with Finglas, we're only starting to launch, like, the younger players. We haven't got enough of a dynamic from the senior levels down to the junior levels. So there's a lot of pushing going in to try and get a lot of younger teams and us involved in the younger teams. So I think as younger players from Finglas, all the younger girls seeing representative like myself here at the FAI headquarters, which is amazing, and saying that's the goals that we aim to. So kind of we need to lead by example and show, look, if you work hard and we put the things in place, it's great for the community of Finglas as well, because it's a great community to play for.
And I did say last question, but I actually have one little follow-up on that. Just on, you know, when you talk about the young girls coming through, are you noticing with the success of the national team now and stuff that's feeding through and there's more interest?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you can see with the numbers going to watch the ladies, like they're starting to get the recognition that they deserve. Like they're playing out their boots, and you can see the younger kids are constantly going up to watch. And I think if they feel that there's something there for them to play for each year, and they say, right, this is the goals, like the likes of the ladies in Shelbourne going to represent the country in the Champions League and everything, like it's up and coming, and it's great to see. It's unbelievable, and I think that's the stepping stone that we all need to be showing the younger girls coming forward, get them away from the Gaelic.
Yeah. Well, look, we wish you the very best of luck in your matches. Thanks a million.
Thanks very much,
Charlie. Thanks a million. So we're going to move on now to the EXTRA.ie men's first round draw. Just before we get into the draw though, let's reflect on events from last season. Obviously very, very dramatic final at the Aviva Stadium, and it was some campaign as well.
Calling for the ball behind him. Whoever receives it plays that low, and Dean Williams just lets it go. Oh my goodness!
Drone just have to try and pump this ball forward and try and get something. So just going to run forward. Macaulay tries to hit one from long range. Over! What a goal! Macaulay! What a goal! This is just unbelievable stuff here. Unbelievable! He's going to shoot right with his right foot. Paddy Barrett, and it's one of the goals of the season here at Richmond Park in the 62nd minute. Paddy Barrett. All have a little quick one. Coon has a goal. Great shot. Oh my God! What a goal! Unbelievable!
And it is the Scotsman, Ali Coon, and it's nothing less than Bohemians deserve after an excellent start to the second half.
Well, here we go as the teams emerge to a fantastic atmosphere. How has the week been, we wonder, for each camp? A man who has been here before on Cup Final Day. He's discarded the head bandage. Robbie Benson to step forward. Robbie Benson to score. St. Pat's to win the Cup. Now the moment is only seconds away. The FAI Cup winners for 2021. St. Patrick's Athletic.
2021 was a good year. 2022 hopefully will be equally exciting. As you can see on the screen there, 32 teams listed alphabetically going into the hat for this draw. The cup holders, St Patrick's Athletic there, listed at number 15. Shamrock Rovers, who've won the cup 25 times, they're number 12. But you can pick out your own team there, look at the number. Dundalk, who've had great success of recent times in the cup, they're number 8. And of course the non-league teams from 20 down to 32. So as I say, just pick out your own number there and keep an ear out for that one as we do the draw. And again, Jerry is going to draw out the home team. So you're the good guy, Jerry, drawing out the home teams. And I'm delighted to say Dick O'Hanlon is with us. Dick, who refereed the cup final in 1997. It's hard to believe it's 25 years ago, that final between Shelbourne and Derry. So Dick, you're going to be drawing out the away team. And Jerry, we were talking about the rise of the women's game in Ireland, and it strikes me that the EXTRA.ie FAI Cup, if you were to compare it to the cup in England, for example, which seems to have diminished a bit, the cup final here seems to be getting bigger and bigger every year.
Absolutely, Con. You know, you've only to go back to the last few years and we've seen it grow and grow and grow. And it's turned into that end of season occasion in the Aviva that everyone wants to be part of. Like, I think we were up over 30,000 there last year, you know, and that's what everyone wants to see, a big family day out with two great clubs, whoever they may be, having a great day in the Aviva. It's really turned into a family festival type day, and thanks to DMG, they support it the whole way, and it's great, absolutely great.
I think as well that the idea of keeping the ticket prices family friendly, where you can bring a family to the day and it's affordable, it helps with the whole occasion. Absolutely, and we're very conscious of that in-house here, and the likes of Mark who's in the room, that we want to make that exactly what I said. It's a family friendly day where everyone can have a day out, have it at a reasonable time in the day, everyone goes up, has a good day out, and hopefully they go back with a trophy, and not with the trophy, at least with good memories. Yeah. And Dick, I suppose from sometimes the referee and the officials maybe get a little bit forgotten in a cup final scenario where there's so much focus on the two teams, but I suppose for a referee it's the pinnacle of your career in many cases.
Absolutely. You can travel throughout Europe refereeing, but your own domestic cup final, that is the pinnacle, and that's what everybody strives for. Everyone obviously can't get it, but you're talking about referees being nervous at cup final occasions. You're more nervous waiting for a phone call than you are at the actual match. Did you get the game? So it is the pinnacle, and we strive for it. Every referee strives for that. Yeah. And what are your memories of 1997 and that final between Shells and Derry? Well, the game went very well anyway. The referee was okay, was he? Referee did well on the day, I think, anyway. At least they told him he did anyway. But, semi-finals tend to be more of a dogfight, if you like, than the finals. The finals generally look after themselves. And your memory, obviously, is, if everything goes well, we had celebrations the night after I done it. I think half of Carrick-on-Shore was at it. So, which is great. It's great for the person involved, and it's great for refereeing. Yeah, and it's great for everybody involved, whether it's the team, the fans, whatever. So everybody is keen to get this draw underway. 32 names in there, 32 numbers in the pot, which Jerry is going to carefully put into the trophy here this time. Give a good stir. Well, we have a deeper cup. And again, the format here is Jerry's going to draw out the home teams and Dick is going to draw the away teams for this, the first round of the EXTRA.ie FAI Cup. So Jerry, if you want to get the draw going there. Number 7, never shocked. Number 7, and that's Drogheda United. Number 9. We're just going to come back here for one moment. Number 7 is Cobh Ramblers. So I'm looking at the wrong list in front of me, so I will start again. Apologies for that. Number 7 is Cobh Ramblers. Yes, so Cobh Ramblers. And number 9. And number 9 is Cork City. Oh. Apologies for that. Shock, 27. Number 27 is Treaty United.
So home game for Treaty.
Number 29.
And they take on number 29, Usher Celtic, non-league side from the Leinster Senior League.
22, Fihido.
22 is Salthill Devon.
Number 18.
And number 18 is Malahide United. So an all non-league tie there.
Fihicuig, 25.
Number 25 is Sligo Rovers.
Number 32.
And they take on Wexford FC. So speaking of long journeys, that's a fair old trip up to Sligo for Wexford FC.
Doyle, number 12.
Number 12 is Dundalk. 12-time winners
Number
of this
16.
Cup. And they take on number 15.
16.
16. My apologies, Longford Town. So Longford, who had great success in the early 2000s, won the cup a couple of times. So Dundalk versus Longford.
Number 17.
Number 17 is Lucan United.
15.
And they take on number 15, Killester Donnycarney FC. So that's another all non-league team, all non-league tie.
Fihicuig, number 5.
Number 5 is Bonagee United, who have teams in both the men's and women's draw today.
Number 21.
And number 21 is Pike Rovers from Limerick.
Number 10, Everyday.
Number 10 is Derry City, another team with plenty of success. 5 times they've won the cup.
Number 20.
And they take on number 20, which is Oliver Bond Celtic from the Leinster Senior.
28, Fihihooked.
28 is UCD, who did win the cup back in 1984.
Number 8.
Shamrock Rovers in the final. And number 8 is Cockhill Celtic, who will travel to take on UCD.
Number 11.
Number 11 is Drogheda United. Won the cup back in 2005.
Number 1.
And they take on number 1, Athlone Town.
$26, Fihishay.
26 is St Patrick's Athletic, the current cup holders. Home draw for Pats.
Number 31.
And they take on number 31, Waterford FC. That's a really good looking tie. (1980), the last time Waterford won the cup.
Number 13, 3-day.
Number 13 is Finn Harps.
Number 4.
And they take on number 4, Bohemians. So an all-Premier tie there at Ballybofey.
Ivrishay, number 6.
Number 6 is Bray Wanderers. Won the cup twice back in the early 90s. Well, in the 90s.
Number 24.
And they play Shelbourne. Shells, who've had a great record, 7 times cup winners.
Number 2, Ivrido.
Number 2 is Bangor Celtic, non-league side.
Number 23.
And they take on Shamrock Rovers. So Bangor Celtic against the Hoops.
Ivra 3, number 3.
Bluebell United.
Number 14.
And number 14 is Galway United. Just one tie to draw.
Number 19, Nadig.
Number 19 is Maynooth University Town. Had a good run last year.
Number 30.
And they take on number 30, and that is Villa FC from Waterford. Another all non-league tie, and that completes the draw. So there are the fixtures in full. It's Cobh Ramblers against Cork City, Treaty United against Usher Celtic, Salthill Devon against Malahide United, Sligo Rovers against Wexford FC, Dundalk against Longford Town, Lucan United against Killester Donnycarney, Bonagee United versus Pike Rovers, Derry City against Bluebell Celtic, UCD take on Cockhill Celtic, Drogheda United against Athlone Town, St Pat's the holders against Waterford, Harps against Bohemians, Bray Wanderers against Shells, Bangor Celtic against Shamrock Rovers, Bluebell United against Galway United, and Maynooth University Town against Villa FC. And I need to take a big deep breath after that. Well, I'm joined here by Alan Keane and by Chris Forrester, who Chris had the pleasure of lifting the trophy last season, and you've won the cup twice with St Pat's. Now, just first of all, your reaction to that draw, Waterford at home?
Yeah, I think it's okay. You know, you kind of want to avoid teams in your own league at the start anyway. You know, Waterford last season, I know they went down, but you know, I think they're doing alright this season. They have a lot of good players, I think, from last season's team as well, so it'll be a tough tie. Happy enough to get the home draw though, so you know, we'll look forward to it.
That seems to be something that people say so often when a draw is made like this early in a cup competition, the home draw is so important.
Yeah, I think so. You want to be in front of your own fans, you know, you want them coming out of their comfort zone to your place, and you know, it's your home ground, and you know, you're comfortable there. Like I said, hopefully get them uncomfortable coming away to us. So, yeah, you just look for a home draw anyway.
Yeah. Alan, 3 times a cup winner with Sligo Rovers a few years ago. They were great days for Sligo in the cup at that time. Just your initial reaction to that draw, was there any matches that stood out for you?
Well, I suppose the Cork derby, it was one, but
which we got there eventually.
Yeah, but no, I think Harps and Bohs is one that Bohs probably wouldn't have wanted, and Harps will probably look as a way to get away from the league and maybe have a little run in the cup. So that's a good one. I presume a couple of the non-league teams would have preferred maybe a day out with the Premier Division side, but it's an opportunity for them to get into the next round as well and maybe draw a big tie. Yeah, Bangor Celtic obviously against Shamrock Rovers. That's one that Bangor Celtic will relish. Yeah, that's it. You know, you're playing the league champions, and it's one that's be a massive day out for them, and who knows, they might get a result. You never know. Obviously you have a big draw for Sligo Rovers. When you look at their draw at home to Wexford, will they be happy enough with that? Yeah, look, as they avoided any of the big sides, as Chris alluded to there, anyone in their league. Once you're at home, it really doesn't matter who you get, providing you don't get any of the top sides, and Wexford are actually doing pretty well in the first division, so it's a difficult one, and I'm sure they, as Chris said, they're happy enough with a home draw. You can't go wrong. Yeah, Chris, we were talking to Jerry there about the occasion now at the Aviva Stadium. You played in the cup winning team in 2014 as well, which I suppose for Pats was especially special, you know, after the 50 years plus. As a player, the occasion, it must be like right up there. Yeah, well, especially last season, I think it was, you know, it was much more bigger than it has been previous years. And like the guys have said, it's been getting bigger every year. Last year I had all my family there. My little girl was there. She couldn't believe the atmosphere at it. Even my mum and all was there. She couldn't believe it. So, you know, like you have said, it's getting bigger every year. And last year I thought it was amazing, unbelievable atmosphere. The game was good. There was good entertainment for the people that have come, and like the guys have said as well, it was family friendly. My whole family was there. They had a great time, and I think that's what the cup is all about for most people. Last year obviously it was great to win it,
And yeah, we'll be looking to do the same again this year.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, the crowds, 37,000, as Chris was saying last year. It'd be lovely to see if they could just nip it over the 40,000 for this year. I suppose it kind of depends on what teams get into the final.
It is, yeah. It was remarkable last year. I think it was since the cup final between Sligo and Shamrock Rovers, 36,000, and they beat that last year. And as Chris said, there was a top class final. But look, the teams are going to look. You're 4 games away from playing at your national stadium, and if you get a good, decent run in the cup and a draw, you know, potentially playing in, as you said, hopefully 40,000 in front of it. But it's getting bigger every year. It's great, and once the occasion, you know, it's one of the best days out. You know, all eyes are on it, and it's an occasion that it'll always be in your memories, you know.
Yeah, well, Chris, best of luck with that game against Waterford and the campaign throughout. And Alan, thanks a million for chatting with us here. So we will have thanks, guys. Round of applause for the two lads. We are. Just before we wrap up, we are going to have a reaction from 2 of the non-league teams that have been in this draw. Let's just recap that draw again. As you can see on screen there, that Cork derby at the top, Cobh Ramblers against Cork City. It's going to be an interesting one. But there's interesting ties throughout there as you go through them. And I suppose for Derry City, a match at home against Oliver Bond Celtic. And I'm joined by Carl Bateman of Oliver Bond Celtic here. And also Jack O'Connor, who is with Maynooth University Town, who were the second last team drawn out, a home match against Villa FC for them. So Jack, I might start with you. You were waiting a long time for your team to get drawn out. What's your reaction?
Yeah, no, I think we'd be quite happy with that. We were torn between whether we wanted, I suppose, one of the big teams and an away match, a big trip like we had last year. But I suppose if you're playing one of the non-league teams, it's nice to get them at home and give us a chance to get the ball in the next round, like. Yeah,
as you did last year, and in fact you went down to Cobh and you scored as you won down there, so you know it shows what can be done.
Yes, yeah, we had them actually up in St. Francis, up in the Astra there, and it was a late goal actually that put us through, and probably one of the best nights that we had last year, one of the best memories I have with the club. So it's no, we'd be delighted to have another crack now this year.
And I suppose that's the ambition again, is it? Just to get through a few rounds, see how far you can go.
Yeah, I suppose now with that draw we'll keep going and see what we can get, see how far we can get this year. Yeah, well listen, good luck with it. And Carl, an away draw against I'm just looking at the smile on your face. It kind of says it all.
This is typical Oliver Bonfire. This is we've a new manager, 5 or 6 new players, and there'll be no settling period for anybody that going to play Derry in this draw, you know what I mean? It'll be a tough game.
Great place to go though, and there'll be a fabulous atmosphere, I'm sure.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll give it a good go. That's what I do now. You know?
Would you be, apart from the fact that Derry City is a very good team, would you be a bit concerned that, going to a Brandywell, which would probably be packed, that it might have an effect on some of your players?
Absolutely not. Are you joking me? No way. No, I think the players will do really well up there. I'd say there's a lot of lads in their team I think will play at League of Ireland level, if I'm being honest with you.
Right.
And this is a great opportunity for them to show that they can.
Yeah.
You know, and how far the club has came. I think it's the first time we've been in the draw. We're only going 5 years.
Is that all?
That's all. We were a Saturday side this time 5 years ago.
It's amazing.
So it's a great progression. Is absolutely
to have reached
fantastic,
this point already in 5 years. That's
it's unbelievable. I don't think it'll be done again.
That's brilliant. I think a lot of people will be wishing you lots of luck.
I hope so. I hope so.
And sometimes when a draw like this happens, you talk to somebody who's involved with a non-league team, and they say, bring on one of the big clubs away. We don't mind, it's going to be an occasion. So I suppose in that respect, it kind of falls into that category.
Oh, we'll have a few of those as well. We won't be up there. It won't be just 16 of us up there. I can guarantee you that. There'll be 3 or 4 of us. You probably have to extend one of the stands, I'd say, for us, No, we'll have a few up there with us, definitely.
That'll be brilliant. Well, listen, we wish you the very best of luck. And Jack, best of luck to you as well, to Maynooth University Town. Thanks a million, guys. Thanks very much, Carl and Jack. So that concludes the draw. Thanks a million to everybody who came over for a little chat there. Again, apologies for that slight fluff at the top of the men's draw, but thanks again to Evoke.ie for their ongoing sponsorship of the Women's Cup, and of course EXTRA.ie for the Men's Cup as well. So those games for the men's draw going to be played on the weekend of the 31st of July, that weekend, and the women's draw, the games to be played on the weekend of the 10th of July. So there's lots of really good games to look forward to, and thanks a million for tuning in to the draw today. And from everybody here at FAI HQ, it's bye-bye for now.